Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Well, welcome to the world of devotees. And let me see, we are also here, and we're live also on Facebook, and we're also with you all in the recorded version. And sometimes we know more than in the live version, so we appreciate the presence of all of you and appreciate your privacy also, or in American, privacy, I know, privacy also. All right, dear devotees from north, south, east, and west, Srila Gurudev would say, I have disciples from North Pole to South Pole, is how Srila Guru Maharaj would say. All over the world, devotees would come. And so, let us begin with our auspicious invocation. As we mentioned a couple of days ago, it may be small, but it is complete. These 4 verses that we sing, chant. One verse actually covers everything, which is Vandeham, that verse. But to give some extra stress to Guru, Mahaprabhu, and the Vaishnavas, we have the other 3 as well. And of course, in the songbook, not that we neglect the whole of the Vandanam. And we are chanting that, as you know, when we're together. But time is short. We must use our time nicely. To get slowly together, as Madhurananda Prabhu noticed. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratvijay Namaha. And we are also joined from, okay, anyway, sorry, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. I was going to say we're joined from Ukraine, but maybe from India, I'm not sure. We shall find out presently from our Ukrainian Bhaktivinoda section. All right. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, dear devotees, one thing which has been clear, is always clear, I suppose, but which has been clearly coming out in the recent days here is devotional service is a natural activity. It's not foreign to us. In the beginning, it seems extraordinary, strange, perhaps. We've been sharing some experiences of coming to Krishna consciousness. Often stories come around in that way. And when devotees are together, especially devotees, we don't know from their beginning of Krishna consciousness. It is interesting how devotees, become devotees, first meet devotees where the seed in some form was planted by somebody who may or may not actually be a devotee, but has said something which has just given a kind of a conscious seed that, what about life after death? Or something like that. It could have been a very small thing. But one thing we do find with devotees very often is that and we heard this yesterday in some discussions, that in the beginning, then we may be somewhat attracted by what we read, what we hear, what we understand is the Krishna consciousness. But when we meet the devotees, then we think, oh, this is a bit strange, little unusual. We think it's usual. I don't know how they think like this. But anyhow, we think it's usual when we are already kind of made the jump ourselves. But we do have to admit, when we first came to the temple and seeing everything, and then there are some adjustments we have to make from our normal consideration of what is normal, etc. But coming to Krishna consciousness, we are stressed from everywhere, means by Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. Here is our immediate and very substantial, like direct shelter in this world. We're stressed from everywhere. This is the natural function of the soul, to be a devotee. And then gradually or quickly, depending on the association we're in, the grace that we receive, gradually or quickly, then we do come to appreciate this is the normal thinking. And Srila Guru Maharaj also stresses that we are not to consider the opinion of the abnormal thinkers. We must consider the opinion of the normal thinkers. And who are the normal thinkers? Those who have Krishna in the center of all of their life, who are conscious of Krishna, and not only in a generally conscious of Krishna, conscious of God idea, but conscious of Krishna, Krishna conscious, in fact, these two words, Krishna conscious. And so by the grace of those with Krishna consciousness, we can get some guidance of what is right, what is wrong, and how to become awake to the land where most of our brothers and sisters, when we consider that we are all sparks coming from Krishna, most of our brothers and sisters, they're living in Vaikuntha. And most of our family brothers and sisters, because we are all connected to Gurudev and Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, to Mahaprabhu, they're living not only in Vaikuntha, they're living in Vrindavan. So the normal thinking persons, they are living with Krishna at the center. And we can say also normal is Vaikuntha, Vaikuntha with Ramachandra, Vaikuntha with many forms of Vishnu, many forms, including Nrsimhadev and Vamanadev, Matsya. We can start from the ocean. Matsya, then Kurma, then Matsya, then Kurma, then Varahadev, then, okay, the 10 avatars. I'll have to do a little homework, but if I think about it, and it wasn't so early in the morning, I could probably tell you them in the right order now. But my point is that our family, coming from Mahaprabhu, they are Krishna conscious. And so the normal life for those in Goloka Vrindavan is fully being conscious of Krishna with love and affection, wanting to please him. And if you're a blade of grass, you're just so happy to be there to contribute to Krishna's environment, to get Krishna's food dust, to be eaten by the cows, and to grow again so the cows can come back and eat some more. I mean, there are just so many aspects of devotional life from everything in the upper world. But the upper world, they are showing us what is normal thinking. And so it is not the thinking of the general society, which is our guideline. Our guideline is the thinking of those who are healthy, the society where people know, everybody knows, what is their life. Their life is for Krishna. So in the beginning, when we come to Krishna consciousness, sometimes our previous prejudices, as Guru Maharaj points out, our own prejudices, they cause a little reaction in us that, oh, what are these people doing, etc., etc. But when we can see beyond our initial surprise at the different culture, you can say the different etiquette of the Vaishnavas compared with the society that we know, there's the materially self-centered society, then when we can appreciate the healthiness of that other culture, then that they're wearing bed sheets and putting mud on their foreheads and dancing, my goodness, without a discotheque or without something. Now, who dances in the world? Actually, happy people dance in the world, you can say. People who are genuinely happy. As Srila Goswami Maharaj would say, oh, it's a natural function to dance, really. When somebody wins, $10 million lottery, then, oh, they're dancing. This kind of happiness. Anyhow, the natural society, it is natural to be a devotee. It's unnatural not to be a devotee. That is an artificial position. So this coming into devotional life and then feeling at home and knowing that those around us are around us as our friends and not as our competitors. In the corporate world, as some of our dear devotees know, one devotee said that he spent more time, that not only he said that the employees spend more time covering their own back and trying to go forward than actually being productive in their job. So, there's a lot of things in the corporate world. It looks very good, very appealing maybe from outside, that everyone's wearing smart clothes, got nice cars, got a nice flat, but it's all dog eats dog world out there in one form or another. And we know, and now we've got our devotees to stand and say, one day you can be right there with the best of them, and then next day you can be on the street without any compassion. And often due to colleagues who very happily are able to do something to take your position. It happens. We have the devotees to prove it. So instead of that, the devotee section, when we're with the devotees, when we're in Goloka Vrindavan, then we will not have the slightest hesitation for putting our trust anywhere and everywhere, because everyone is trustworthy. Everyone's there to help each other, serve in service to Krishna. And there was a very sweet expression by Srila Guru Maharaj. And I hope all of you do see the videos, see the recordings of Guru Maharaj, see the recordings of Gurudev, so that you can see their expression behind their talking. And sometimes you can think when you read, if only you read and you only read some sections, for instance, the subjective evolution of consciousness, some parts very philosophical, and you could think, oh, this is a philosophical presentation. But it is, but when you see Guru Maharaj presenting what he's speaking, how he's presenting it, it's in a very sweet and kind and wanting to benefit others manner, and not as a lecturer in a university at the board giving a philosophical thesis, or not a philosophical thesis, but a philosophical lecture anyhow. But there was one thing, I'm just looking for it now. There's a very sweet expression of Srila Guru Maharaj, and it is in his illumination of the Upadeshamritam, which we are reading at the moment, and therefore it is the best ever that we read. Really, it feels like this, and you all have this experience. Whatever we read, we feel, oh, this is the best ever. So, Hare Krishna. Okay, so Krishna, okay, we'll read the little paragraph before. The full five, so this is Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Raka Sridhar Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. And of course, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai, and Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, our grandfather, Gurudev Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai, and Sri Rupanuga Guru Vaga ki jai. Just to be clear, but I think we all know that this is the umbrella that Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev have given us, that they have given us between them. So Srila Guru Maharaj saying, the full 5 rasas, okay, Shanta Dasya Sakya, Shanta Sakya Dasya. Anyhow, the full 5 rasas, Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhura, they're all in their fullest conception, the full 5 rasas in their fullest conception are found and are open to one and all only in Goloka. The full 5 rasas in their fullest conception are found and are open to one and all only in Goloka. So that is not a half sphere, but it is the home of full-fledged theism. There, Krishna is the Akhila Rasamrita Murti, the very center connected with all classes and types of rasa. And he is very near and approachable through love and confidence. Love and confidence. And I leave to you how you understand confidence, Srila Guru Maharaj's use of this word here. Through love and confidence. Then the section which drew my attention for repeating. In the lower hemisphere, some principle of justice sometimes peeps into the heart. And Guru Maharaj uses that word peeps. And when we read this, we can kind of see Srila Guru Maharaj. When some principle of justice peeps into the heart. But when that half is crossed, we are taken to Krishna Loka, Goloka. So a little lower, there's some idea of justice peeps in sometimes. There, so in Goloka, there, that is fully eliminated. And we are lost in the pure waves of love and affection. Raga Marga, in Goloka. Hare Krishna. And then furthermore, even within Goloka Vrindavan and Parakiya Madhura Rasa, there is also gradation. Very fine development is there. Hare Krishna. And then Srila Guru Maharaj does go on, finer and finest. I mean, finest and finest, we can say. But the natural land of devotion is our home. And this somehow has been something of within the ether here in discussing that devotees come to be devotees very often because they feel this is the land which we've been missing in the world outside. And so to give ourselves some home comfort, then devotees, they say, yes, this is where we want to be. And divine love, oh, so easy to say. And there are many expressions. There is one here which I have highlighted actually for sharing today, and I was thinking earlier, we are thinking some things. And here, Srila Guru Maharaj, something which we've all heard, I expect, many times. It's from the loving search for the lost servant. Srila Guru Maharaj says, the thing which we always have to hear and try to do, Guru Maharaj saying, we have only to break the seal of the ego, and the natural flow of divine love will come and automatically help its own cause. Such an arrangement is there for us by which we may return home. We won't feel that it is a tedious, laborious journey. We will be carried by our natural attraction, independent of external guidance. Presently, by the way, we must be careful. The tendency within us for divine love can understand its own soil. It has that natural gift of attraction, an automatic attraction. An automatic attraction will be there for our home. No scientific search is necessary. Rather, we will have to put a stop to our intellectualism, ambition, and aspiration. It is unnecessary. It is a wild goose chase. Those of you who are English speakers know very well. It is a wild goose chase. A wild goose chase means a futile chase. Just you try to catch and then go somewhere else. So it will never help us to reach our goal. So our intellectualism, ambition, and aspiration, it is all unnecessary. It is a wild goose chase. It will never help us to reach our goal. The heart will reject that. There will be no room for any suspicion at all. It is an infallible, natural, complete selection. So we should try to find that natural thing which cannot be acquired as the result of any long program of research. It is quite natural. Hare Krishna. Well, of course, we can continue to read because we can. Okay, you know why we can continue to read, because it is all our nourishment. But we are here on Zoom, and on Zoom, we're here with devotees from around the world. Oh, and so our Ukraine back to Vrinda, they're actually in Mayapur. I expect it's Radha Sundari's phone. No. The very fuzzy screen and small. Is that Krishna Das? Prabhu. And Leela Sundar, Prabhu. Leela Sundar. Yes, Hare Krishna. Oh, now we can see you better. Hare Krishna. Tuklamba. Hare Krishna. Please give us a little news from, are you in Mayapur or not?
The Mayapur is Kerala today.
Maharaj, my Dandavas, we in Kerala, on the ocean.
You're in Kerala by the ocean. Okay. Surprise, surprise. Is Krishna there?
Yes. We have our deities there.
And Mridanga
call.
They took Mridanga and
Mridanga.
did his picture and they offered you flower.
It's for you, Maharaj.
That's so sweet. Very devotional group.
Okay, well, we're very happy to see you and surprised to see you there by the ocean. And Kerala, we hear from everyone who goes to Kerala, what a beautiful place it is. A little piece of paradise, Krishna's paradise on earth. Anything you like to share from Kerala?
This place is very religious and people around are Muslim.
Muslim, yeah.
Muslim people.
We are in the middle of the center of Muslims, and it's a little bit hard to maintain good mood, but we try. We not preach, we just try to be kind and humble.
The mood is similar like in Mayapur, but in Mayapur, Muslim people are used to because of the Lord's pastimes and chant Kasi. And here, the people are not used to Krishna consciousness. And I'm a little bit worried sometimes when we sing Gora Arati in the evening. I think the neighbors can be disturbed.
Well, be fearless, but be considerate. We could say that because we have devotees also in China and places where you have to be a little bit careful. But we will be considerate of the neighbors, so we don't disturb them with what they will consider as noise at 4 in the morning, etc. It's natural for people to be a little disturbed if you start singing. If you have a rock and roll band next door and they start practicing at 4 a.m., you'll probably want to knock on their door too and say, yeah, please quieten it. So be considerate, because they don't know maybe any difference between a rock and roll band and kirtan. And be a good example and just go on knowing that you're doing the right thing, and that you are giving the holy name, putting that vibration in an area which isn't accustomed to hearing the holy name. Then well done. Mahaprabhu and Nityananda will give their backing, no doubt. Are you living there now, or are you visiting like a holiday? Are you living there now, or are you visiting? Or maybe their internet in Kerala is not so fast.
Raj, we are on vacation and we want already go back to our places.
Okay. We are reading, and some of you know, we are reading the Navadip Dham Mahatmya here in the evening, where I'm in Vila Govinda Ashram. And I have to say, if you read Navadip Dham Mahatmya, you probably will lose any desire to go anywhere else except Navadip, which is where you are fortunate at this time to have your abode. So now, when we are separated, we can appreciate even more the glories of the Holy Dham. And actually, this is the time, dear devotees, to read Navadip Dham Mahatmya, to be very conscious about Mahaprabhu's appearance, Mahaprabhu's land, because very soon, we just had full moon, not the next full moon, but the one after that is the Gaura Purnima. It is the appearance of Mahaprabhu. So it is good for us all to be reading Navadip Dham Mahatmya. And of course, as we said about our excerpt we made just before, whatever we read, it's the best thing. And so I have to say, reading the Navadip Dham Mahatmya is the best thing. But it is a good thing for now. And if you think, oh, it's too early to read Navadip Dham Mahatmya, well, if you get to the end of it, you can start again. You will find more things each time you go through it. So it is not the wrong time. And by coincidence, a word which already, I don't know what it means. We lost it from the dictionary, okay, from our dictionary. By coincidence, in the morning reading, we're reading the chapter in the Adi Leela about the Lord's Advent, and it's just come up during the Parayan. And we're in the exact part now that we sing each Gaura Purnima, and that not only like we as us, but we as our Guru Vaga, Srila Guru Ma, Srila Guru and Srila Gurudev, singing this in the Nat Mandir, in the temple in Navadip, on that junction between day and night. In Navadip, when the sun is setting, that time the sun is setting, the moon is rising, and that section of Chaitanya Charitamrita that's in the songbook that we sing at the time of the appearance of Mahaprabhu, we are exactly reading that at this time, and very joyful. Hare Krishna. So, devotional service, the natural function of the soul. And who's the soul? The natural function of us. We got our soul, we got our body. We're talking now to the souls, not the body. There's no interest in talking to dead meat, but there's interest to talking to living meat. So we're talking to the life that's in our bodies. All right, I've been talking too much, I know. And we do have Sri Leka Devidasi with us. We do have others from Salt Lake City there with us. Harini's back home. She's left Vila Govinda. She's back in Salt Lake City. And Josue and Jayadev. This is Jayadev Prabhu? Yes? Okay, Jayadev, very good. I just want to confirm so I don't give the wrong names for the devotees. And so in Salt Lake City, we've got a good representation. And actually, in various places, when I look around, oh, Narayani Nadia is with us. You're not always here with us, Narayani, but we always remember you. So I hope that the world and Krishna is treating you. He's treating you perfectly, but I hope that he's treating you also. How do we say this? So you are not suffering too much in this material world. Nobody wants suffering for others. They want good things for others. And she's responded with a heart with golden stars. So that must be a Mahaprabhu tinted heart. Wonderful. Sri Lekadi, would you like to make a little contribution on natural devotional service? And then we do have Paramanandru with us also quietly. And I just actually noticed, because your picture is about 1/10,000th the tip of her hair size, a little bit smaller than the rest. Paramanandru, I dandavat to you. But let us invite Sri Lekadidi first. Help us to be in our natural position of Krishna consciousness, loving devotional service with the beautiful family of devotees. Help us, please. Help.
I think you were mentioning, Maharaj, about when the devotees first come and, meet the devotees and are attracted by something. And that something is come from the good graces of the Vaishnavas, either by Agyata Sukriti or some Agyata Sukriti, we all know, means that somehow or other a Vaishnava gave his grace to us, and we didn't even know that was happening somehow or other in our sojourn in this world. And then we meet the devotees, maybe after many lifetimes, we don't know. But somehow there is something there that we can feel and recognize as being divine. And what I'm looking for feels like home. Oh, this thing, this is a very valuable thing. It feels like it's part of my heart. And so we come and we meet the devotees and we begin our life together. But service is the connection. Service is how that loving life is growing and being nourished. So love means sacrifice and love means service. And as I can say for myself, young in devotional life, but we're trying to, we have a little boat and we're trying to navigate a very big ocean. And sometimes we might feel a little bit lost, or as our boat is going forward, we don't know, maybe we're losing our normal way of understanding things as new understanding and new perspective is coming. But really, we have to remember that the Lord He is in charge. He's in charge of the wind, He's in charge of the sky, He's in charge of the ocean. And He, and Gurudev are the captain of our boat. So we really have nothing to fear. And under all kinds of circumstances, no matter how we're feeling, we can get up and do some seva. And that is the panacea. It's the cure all for everything. We can find some heartfelt service. And it may be in many different kinds of service, but it gives us strength and it gives us energy, and it gives us an increase in the heart's relationship with reality. So that's, I don't know, that's what I would say, I guess.
Also, one thing that came up is that coming to the devotees, then suddenly we have a purpose in life, and not just, like you're saying, a boat just floating anywhere and everywhere. We have a destination to go to. Something which is structured and not just a whimsical idea of, do anything you like, and any direction you go, you're going to end up, in the best place. It's kind of that's a very whimsical thing, but it is a very common thing. Oh, whatever you do, you're going to go, to
Right.
God or something ethereal.
Yes, the captain of our ship is perfect. He knows where, and we're hearing. Our hearing is kind of the wind in the sails. We're hearing, we're being brushed on by so many beautiful influences from the divine plane, and we're really in good hands. And we're very small, but the Lord has us, and the Gurudev is taking our little hand with our offering and bringing us forward and showing us how to serve. And it's a very sweet life. And we're not, as you said, Maharaj, we are in our family now. And this is a very wonderful thing. It's it's almost unbelievable, because we don't have we're not schooled in Vedic life. We don't know anything about, what musical instruments to play in this time of day, and what this and that, and all these different things. We have no culture at all. But the words of Mahaprabhu and the words of the Vaishnavas, that Shabda Brahman, has come into the hearts of the most uncivilized persons. And it is a very beautiful and wonderful thing that we want to share also with others who are so lost in the world.
And Sevarupa Devirasi helped out our early morning memory. She's given us here the principal 10 avatars of the Lord. And we actually can remember this. It's basically coming from the ocean, from the water to the land in different ways, and then half man, half animal, half man, then short man, and then chronology, and more or less you can say chronology of the avatars as, the full human. She's given the 10 avatars. They start from the water: Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Nrsimha, Vamana, then Parashurama, Ramachandra, Balaram, Buddha, and Kalki. So yes, with a little bit of clear thinking, then it's clear. They're not very difficult actually to remember those 10 avatars and the order. Interestingly, Darwin says man comes from the ocean, but you see, starting, if we think from the water first, the fish incarnation, then Kurma, the tortoise, who can be in the land and in the water, or in the water and the land. Then Varahadev, who is on the land, but he can go in the water. Then Nrsimhadev, who is half animal and then half man, then the short man, Vamana, the dwarf, and then Parashurama, Ramachandra, Balaram, Buddha, Kalki. These we can understand the sequence there. And then Sevarupa gave the reading that I mentioned, that I read from Loving Search, which I think must be familiar to most of us here. And then she's, all right. Oh, Govinda Farmers put K Jabi Bhai Bhava Sindhupara. I was also thinking about that kirtan when Sri Lekha Devi Dasi was speaking. And I don't know. Oh, I see. The Adi Leela, this is Adi Leela chapter 13. This is the advent of Mahaprabhu. Yes, very, very wonderful. So this is what we were referring to earlier. Hare Krishna. And maybe this came from Govinda Farm, and they're all perfect English speakers, but we have an Australian speaker there too, who only knows English or Australian. Jai Gauranga Prabhu, please read for us this translation of K Jabi Bhai Bhava Sindhu Para. But please read it with understanding and transmission. English is your mother language, your father language, and your language. So please read it with understanding and transmission. Make us Krishna conscious, please.
Yes. Maharaj, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can try to read the transmission. I don't know. I can't guarantee everyone will be Krishna conscious, but can try.
That's what we
First
ask. Please try. Yes.
First, my Dandavats Maharaj, Dandavats to the devotees. Okay, so Kijabi, so this is the translation to Kijabi Bhai Bhava Sindhupara by Srila Lochan Das Thakur. Who will go, O brother? Who will cross the ocean of material existence? The wealth and great fortune of this age of Kali is the incarnation of Lord Chaitanya. My Lord Gauranga stands at the jetty, ready to ferry his servants upstream across this material existence. For no charge, he is immediately taking them. The ferry boat is the holy names of the Lord, and the spiritual master is the captain. The oars, the outstretched arms in the Sankirtan. The favorable wind is divine love for Krishna, and all the fallen souls have been rescued on this boat. Only Lochnan Das is left behind due to the faults of his own misdeeds.
Hare Krishna. Yes, we want to get on the boat and be Krishna conscious. And Priyanana Devidasi, a little share for the sake of happiness, for the sake of, okay, we're on board, we're on this boat too. For the sake of happiness, an excerpt from Sri Navadip Mahatmya that is funny and makes you think. It gives me some answers. Acha. So I've clicked. But today 3:41. Okay. Oh, okay. So make it a bit bigger so I can see. So you will not undergo any trouble, loss, or pain. Simply chant Sri Gauranga and dance without a care. There we are. Who is speaking? Can you say? Priyananadi?
Yes, Maharaj, but I guess you're reading the last part, maybe. There are like 4 photos. And it's the beginning, and it's like, I'm not sure who's speaking, it's just like invocation, but
Okay,
maybe
maybe
like
you could read
Nityananda
it.
Prabhu.
Maybe you could read it then, and if you can, maybe Priya, maybe save Rupa can just do a little homework. While you're reading, she'll look and see who's speaking.
Okay, Maharaj, just sorry if some noise, I'm on the bus. Okay, I will read just the translation. So, in various ways, all souls pursue happiness. In this world, some souls study logic and others practice yoga. For the sake of happiness, some leave home and go to the forest, and others wage wars between nations. For the sake of happiness, some run after women and wealth, and others pursue the arts and science. For the sake of happiness, some give up on happiness and learn to be miserable, and others drown themselves in the ocean. Raising his arms, Nityananda calls, "O souls, give up the misery of exploitation and renunciation and come with me. You are searching for happiness. I will give that to you, and I will not take anything from you in return. You will not undergo any trouble, loss, or pain. Simply chant Sri Gauranga and dance without a care. The happiness I will give you is unparalleled. It is pure, internal joy, free from all illusion." That's it.
Now we know who's speaking. It's Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Yes, beautiful. And we have read that recently too, and we were all very happy. And we're still happy. Hare Krishna, beautiful. And as Priyanana put at the very beginning, she said, what did she say? For the sake of happiness, an excerpt from Sri Navadip Mahatmya that is funny and makes you think. All right. So now I hope Paramananda was still with us.
Yes, I hope so too.
Paramananda, oh no, he's gone.
No, he's here.
I'm still here, Maharaj.
Oh, you are, Paramananda. Okay, now we can see you a bit bigger. Dandavat.
I have considered hiding. I have not made.
Hare Krishna. Please do not hide some Krishna consciousness from us.
Well, I can only say what caught my attention, more or less. But just now, this quote by Priyanana. That's Nityananda Prabhu saying. So he's saying it is possible. But just for the sake of all of us, not to imitate that. It is possible by one who received his grace. So if one receives his grace, then that kind of dance will be actually a substantial, true dance he's speaking of. So that has to be remembered. Then we can be absolutely carefree and let the world burn down, like another expression says. So otherwise, we will be doing a lot of things that will produce almost nothing. A little bit of something, but sometimes nothing. Imitating things, but not understanding their true meaning. And wonderful speech by Shuleka Didi. I was actually looking forward to that. She's been making notes, I noticed. I'm sure there's more nectar, but she's been quite stingy today, not sharing what's being noted in that notebook of yours, Shuleka. Is there any more treasures there?
No, Prabhu, I'm just very excited to hear from you, actually. I'm very looking forward to hearing your thoughts.
I mean, really, I don't know what to say. Quite speechless.
I feel like that all the time.
This morning, I was listening to Srila Govinda Maharaj, and he was also touching that point, the subject of how devotees are joining Krishna consciousness, which is very achinti, and there's no, it's not like a generic, everybody does it in the same way. It's absolutely unique. So Krishna has unique potencies and unique aspects, and they're infinite, and they attract infinite quantity of jiva souls, and each one is really unique, attracted by something that touched only his heart. And the relationship between a jiva soul and Krishna is also unique in that way. But he was saying that it all starts from when you have enough sukriti accumulated, it all starts from good questions. Who am I and what is my purpose? And then he quoted how similar questions were asked by Parikshit Maharaj of Shukadev Goswami, who was very happy. He had no interest whatsoever in any communication with absolutely anyone. He was absolutely content. But when he heard that, then he was so happy. And then immediately he started saying so many wonderful things. And then he said, but to come to that point, when one is ready to ask that kind of question, takes some time and takes some grace. Like Maharaj was mentioning, Agyata Sukriti, that accumulation of unknown good fortune over billions of lifetimes, like we hear Brahmana Brahmitekon, traveling from one place to another place, and sometimes lives pass without a drop of Sukriti being collected. Really, it's not to be taken for granted again. That accumulation that led us to this situation we're in now, just think about it, what it took you to get just to this point, just the beginning, just the start of the asking of the proper questions. And then he's also mentioned Sanatana Goswami. And he said, Mahaprabhu answer is very straightforward. He said, to other people, we cannot say that, because then they will ask questions. Who is Krishna? Why is he not visible? Why is this and why is that? But he's giving that kind of answers in Chaitanya Charitamrita for those who have that faith, the initial faith, that yes, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I'm very much interested in developing some kind of connection with Krishna. So please, you tell me what to do and who I am, what is my duty here. That's why Mahaprabhu straightforwardly answers, Jivarasura Krishna Radityadas. You are the eternal servant of the Lord. And due to your bewilderment, you forgot about it. So it's time to wake up. And a big explanation of our situation and how to get out of this situation, what to do about it, and what the relationship are continued right after that question. So it's always inspiring to hear how what devotees being attracted to on their initial stages. But like Shruleka Didi mentioned, we do not know what the baggage is, so we do not know what was in the past lives. What was our situation there? What was our connection there? What kind of baggage we are carrying? So it's not black and white. That's what I wanted to say. There are infinite gradations in everything, but we have to be very conscious and very careful and very appreciative to our fortune, to our luck, I can say. Because really it took us countless, I don't even know the English name for that kind of number, to get to this point, the point where right now sitting here, having a Vaishnava association, talking about Krishna, discussing Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, what they say, Guru Maharaj, Gurudev, what they say, quoting the shlokas and relishing the shlokas. It all came to us by their grace. And when we received that grace, when we accumulated it, we're like, it's good to have yourself just like a sponge, just to absorb it, not to resist, just to let it sink in. And then one day we can have that absolutely careless, filled with love and affection dance Nityananda Prabhu is speaking about in the holy dham. And that holy dham will be anywhere in the world where one sincerely chants the holy name of the Lord. All the dhams will be revealed right there on that spot, in Salt Lake City, in Milano, in South Africa. It's hard to imagine South Africa after seeing South Africa, but really, I think this land needs a lot of mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. So yes, no wonder. So it is possible, wherever the names are chanted with sincerity and love, even with not 100% purity, we hear from Srila Govinda Maharaj, there is the holy place. And Krishna is present there without doubt. To what degree is another question, but he is present there. And just one more thing I wanted to say, Maharaj, I just felt like we're always saying the 10 avatars 10 and they are described in the Shastras as 10 avatars. But after reading Brihad Bhagavatamritam, it feels a little bit unjustful to mention to say that they're the 10 avatars, the 10 avatars. Because Satma Goswami opens that vision. He's saying that whatever living form you can conceive of in the whole of the material creation, in that particular form, Krishna took his pastimes. And each of those forms is fully manifest in Vaikuntha, with their own planet, with the inhabitants of the planet, with a very particular mood. So when I just feel, at my personal, again, I'm not going against Shastras or Vaishnavas or Gurus, just my feeling. It's, I wouldn't limit Lord's avatars to only 10, but 10 out of infinite avatars that we hear most of, we can say. And really, our capacity to understand and to perceive is very limited. Like we heard from Srila Prabhupada, and please do correct me, Shudakalidi, but we heard it from him, from the recordings, and he said that in other planets, the Shastras are bigger because the capacity of the inhabitants, for example, of heavenly planets are more. They can get more from the Shastras. So we have a very limited capacity. So we're giving a certain amount that we can at least, some grasp should be there. Did he say something like that?
It seems to me that I remember that, and the Prabhu, and the context, of course, is, as you know, and I'm sure that we all know this, that the mercy of Mahaprabhu is not actually limited by the scriptures. So not that anyone should feel discouraged, oh no, I'm in the wrong planet. But it's true that in terms of studying the scriptures, we only have so much capacity, but what we've been given by our Guru Varga is, and I know that you were going to say this, Prabhu, because you called on me, that what we've been given by them is it's reaching to us, but it is the conclusion of everything. More than the conclusion, it's the super siddhanta, the super conclusion of everything, even beyond the wildest dreams of the Veda, has been given to us by Mahaprabhu and our Rupanuga line into our hearts. This is the inconceivable mercy. That's it's really inconceivable. And when we think about that in terms of what you're saying, Paramananda Prabhu, it's the vastness of the possibilities of knowledge. And then you see that these tiny little persons on the earth planet are receiving so much glorious thing that the Vedas are actually looking for. Then that really helps us to understand the miracle that Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu are giving to the world.
There's also, now you reminded me about that verse by Prabodhananda Saraswati, who absolutely nailed what you just said. Dante nidhai tunakam padayor nipatya kritva chakako satateta maham bravimi hasadavak sakalameva vishaya dura chaitanya chanda charane kurutanuragam. Where he's saying that give up everything you learn. And he's not saying just some kind of mundane knowledge you get in the school or university. No, absolutely everything there is available of any kind of knowledge, higher knowledge, middle or lower knowledge of this world. And you might be absolutely well-versed in all of that. You might remember and recite a Bhagavatam and all of the Vedas by heart. But he's saying it has no value if you're not at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In fact, you don't need that. So give it up, throw it away, and take full shelter of his lotus feet. And we're in his age right now, and that's actually what I forgot to mention. That's where our fortune is. How did we land it here at this particular time in Mahaprabhu's glorious age, where everything is just given for like for nothing, we can say. The only, like Guru Maharaj is saying, the only criteria is your sincere desire to receive it. And you will get it. There is no doubt about it. And Nityananda Prabhu will make sure you got it. But, okay, sincere desire, and two small things, really. Sincere desire, one. Second, full surrender. That's it. That's the what is it, the recipe. And we can top it with Srila Prabhupada's saying, let the Mahamantra be our medicine and Prasadam will be our diet. And we will be cured of the disease of the material world, or the Hridroga, disease of the heart.
Beautiful things from the beautiful devotees to the beautiful devotees. Machita Madgata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Katayantas Jamam Nityam Tushyanti Charamanti Cha. Hare Krishna. And our clocks are going very fast today, but there is just one thing I'm going to put in the chat box, so please do copy it out or make a photocopy in your mind. Oh, this is, where's my chat to everyone in the meeting, click. And so we just mentioned a little time ago, the word coincidence already is fallen out of the dictionary, but here it is. Oh dear, the word coincidence. And really it's a coincidence. Yesterday was Saturdays and Sundays, our public programs. Everyone's always welcome, but in particular public programs here in Vila Govinda Ashram. And so I just went to the Srila Sridhar Maharaj video series on YouTube, and then we just want to show, because we play videos of Guru Maharaj, of Gurudev, and sometimes of Srila Prabhupada. I have to admit, not so often, but we do sometimes, and always very happy to do so. But this, I just happened to be the next video to watch, and it was exactly for this time. So coincidence, but not coincidence. Means at this time, now we are 5 or 6 days after Mahaprabhu left to take sannyas. And so it is this very time that Srila Guru Maharaj is talking about, when Mahaprabhu is roaming in Raradesh, etc., after his sannyas. And it's Srila Guru Maharaj. It does have subtitles to help you along to understand what Guru Maharaj is saying. And I just wanted to put this here as homework for everybody. I mean, it's not homework, it's home joy. Some home joy appropriate to this moment, which just came up yesterday. So I just thought, when we were saying about coincidence, oh yes, I can share this coincidence because it's nourishing for us, and we can feel more and more Guru Maharaj's mood when he's describing about these pastimes. And anyway, it's very wonderful. And I can just say, I was there at this talk. And so for me, it was really very absorbing to be seated in a very similar place to where I was seated at that time, and seeing Guru Maharaj. Again, we are able to have this. It's a miracle of modern world, again given by Gauranga Mahaprabhu, that we can sit at the lotus feet of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev and see them giving their natural discourse about what they know. I mean, just telling us about our wonderful masters, teachers, everything about their life, and this aspect, their life, the Leela, this Leela which is currently taking place, where Mahaprabhu left home, received sannyas, wandered in Raradesh, and then came by the tricks, we can say, the transcendental tricks of Nityananda to Advaita Acharya's house. So here is something for you all. It's my little treasure, not my treasure, it's not mine, but we found it. So sharing what we found, this treasure, which is there for everyone to see, and with the captions, because we know that mostly the devotees don't catch everything, and they're not quite perfect, but they're going to give you a good indication of what is there. And I mean, a very good indication of what is there. But there are 1 or 2 words, maybe not quite perfect, but nothing comes through No, nothing is perfect. And every book is also told that there's going to be some error everywhere, but we must always take the substance that is there. So this is a great treasure for everyone. This is my humble opinion. And that's why I put in the chat box. And while I'm chatting, it's given you time to copy it out. And anyhow, I could just say, if you do have trouble to copy it, it is, oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry, dear devotees, I just wanted to say, it's 15th of January 1983, so it's 830115 in the listing, if you don't have time to copy it out, in the Srila Sridhar Maharaj video series, which is a channel on YouTube. All right, dear devotees, a beautiful morning for us, and wherever you are in the world, I hope your day is beautified by the presence of the devotees, the Harikatha, the excerpts which very happily been instructionally and with good heart put into the chat box, and the contribution of each of you by your presence. And as Paramananda said, we need to be simply a sponge. And some of these things, they're over our head. There's so many things we can't understand. Achintya, the flow of the avatars like the waves in the ocean. So many, but achintya, it's inconceivable. So let us just be a sponge of good things and accept them happily. And good to see all of you one by one by one by one. And on Facebook also, we have noted each of you on Facebook, and we're very happy to be in your association one by one by one. And those of you who are seeing us live and who've come all the way to the end of the live broadcast, I mean, seeing us recorded and have come all the way through to the end of the recording too, then we feel your presence, we know you're there, and we hope that we can all try to do good for each other by coming together, chanting the glories of the Lord and his devotees, reflecting on devotional life, chanting Hare Krishna, being happy. Jai to our wonderful guardians. Let us stay under the umbrella of Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Rockok Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj, Om Vishnupad, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, all under this umbrella. They're all holding the pillars that are holding what has been given by Bhagavan, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, our whole Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga. So our whole Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga ki jai. To Sriman Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. And to all the assembled devotees ki jai. Nama Charja Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Sri Hari Nama Sankirtan ki jai. And Sriman Mahaprabhu, remembrance of Sriman Mahaprabhu's Sannyas Leela and his arrival in Advaita Acharya's home and all the Leela that takes place in Advaita Acharya's home. All of this pastime we hold on our head, and our jais to Mahaprabhu's infinite Leela ki jai. And Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol, and jai to our speakers, our contributors, and each of you one by one by one by one. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Govinda.
Jai Srila Bhakti Raja Madhusudana Maharaj ki
jai. We cannot understand your Australian words. All right, and appreciate your reading, Jai Gauranga Prabhu. Jai, all glories to each of you. Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo. Ami Ashchi, Amara Ashchi. Govinda Govinda.